The 8 keys to greater wealth and well-being are this free offering that I put on my website, jasonpickard.org, or you could get it on my Instagram, jasonpickardofficial. And that's just my free offering to the world. And that is, those are things that I've taken from the 8 steps to mastery in my course, things that people can do today to create more wealth and well-being in their life that shouldn't take any more of their time, shouldn't take any more of their money, and should really give them more energy and resources to live a better life. So that's just my free gift to you all, and I hope you download it and enjoy it. I put a lot of time into it. But the course essentially starts with developing your own process. I really stress the importance of the individuation process and realizing what works for you. If you take an analogy that Paul uses a lot, there's hundreds of thousands of diet books out there, but there's more obese people than ever. Mm-hmm. And the problem is because what worked for somebody else probably isn't going to work for you, right? If you do the purple diet or the Chinese diet or the Mediterranean diet, well, that may work if you live in Greece, but it's not going to work for you if you live in Alaska, for example, mm-hmm. right? So if you take that analogy and you apply that to everything, your diet, your movement practices, your sleep needs, your play needs, your competitive edge in business, all of these different things, we stress at the beginning the importance of finding your way, finding your process or your highway. Frank Sinatra says, I did it my way. And that's really the key. This is all about finding your way to wealth and well-being. So I take you at the beginning through how to define a process for yourself. How to find your competitive edge in business, what makes you different and unique. If you think about in business, the reality is that there's only one of us ever. And so our best ability to be successful is to bring out our unique gifts, skills, and talents to the best mm-hmm. of our ability. If we're trying to be like somebody else, they've already done that. And so to the extent that we can really individuate and differentiate ourselves, that's the highest level of success that I think we can achieve. So we look at that in business, but then also in life. What's the diet that we need? What's the exercise we need? How do we learn best, etc.? Then we look at how do we use our units. So in trading and in investing, and what was interesting about this is the reason I'm talking about investing is I realized that the keys to being a good investor or the keys to being a good trader, if you actually made yourself the investment, the same principles applied. So in this process, I'm showing you how to look at your investments in this way, or how to look at your business in this way, then how you can use those same principles to look at your life. So when we look at units, we realize that once we define our competitive edge, in investing, we want to have larger bets when we have a larger edge and smaller bets when we have a smaller edge. If you were counting cards at a casino and you were playing blackjack, let's say, you'd put a larger bet down when you thought there was a higher chance of you getting a blackjack than if you thought you were going to get, a low card, for example. Well, the same thing comes in investing. And then in our life, how are we using our units of energy, time, money, and resources in accordance with what's giving us the best results? So we're looking at what are the risk rewards of our investments, what are the risk rewards of the decisions that we're making and activities in our life, how do we use risk management, how do we use questioning to look at these things? How do we set up systems of evaluation? How do we then stalk ourselves using our body's wisdom and various other techniques? How do we learn from our lessons and learn from our losses, for that matter, and turn our losses into lessons? And then how do we detach from the process? So that's really the beginning of the course, is setting up this process for you. And mm-hmm. then comes the 8 steps to mastery.